Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna talk about slow living, what it is and why I chose to go to a more slower life. First I want to start to talk about what slow living is. That is a lifestyle who encourage you to live a more slower life. Slow living is like a substitute to the hectic and stressful world we often see today. Slow living want to go against that and make us slow down more so we have time for ourselves and time to think before we act. Everything don't have to go fast the whole time. Slow living is a way of life where you slow down so you can be present in every moment. Today we live in a fast environment, so we often don't have time to think. And when you are present in the moment, you can discover things you didn't see when everything went fast. There is a Japanese term or word you can use to describe how it is to live a slower life. And excuse me if I say this wrong, ukiyo, and that explains how you can slow down your life. And many people think that slow living is like you have to do everything in slow motion. And that's not right. It's about doing stuff in the right speed, to be present in every moment, and to put time on the relationships that matters to you. And it's also about doing things who go with your values. There's also gonna be a balance between private life and working life. To put your energy on stuff who matters to you. And also find a purpose with everything you do. I chose to go to a more slower life because the stress have made me sick so many times. And I have realized what is the point of stress through life if you don't have time to live your life. Det var 2, 3. Negative stress is when we have really bad stress over 6 months and we don't have time to recover, either in work or at home. The whole life around you is just stress. When it is like this, it's really easy that the stress make you sick, because all people need time to recover, heal, and to relax. Stress also make us irritated and that we don't think clearly. For example, when we're gonna take a decision. And actually, when I slowed down and made everything in a slower speed, I actually understand that I get more done every day than when I was stressed and I was blocked in my head and I couldn't do anything. A slower life can also reduce the sickness you get of stress, that you get burned out. And if you already have been burned out, a slower life can help you with the recovery after the burned out. Something who is also really good for stress is to walk in the forest and to be out in the nature. Take your headphones off and just listen to the nature, listen to the birds, listen to the wind, just listen. And see the area with new eyes. Because when we focus, we can see things, hear things and feel things we didn't see, hear and feel before. The nature is a really good place to think if you need to think. And if you walking also remind you about slowing down and take stuff in a slower speed. Slow living is also about doing things for yourself, to take care of yourself, to live with a purpose, to be present in every moment, to prioritize mental health. In slow living is mindfulness really, really important. And slow living go really good together with minimalism, because reducing the stuff you have around you give you time for other things who matters in your life. When I took down the amount of stuff around me in my home, I get more time to do stuff that I love to do and to spend more time with my family. If you want to go to a more slower life, this is something now I'm gonna talk about. One thing is to think of quality before quantity. We want things last as long as possible. Only buy the things you actually need, and don't buy the things you think that you need. Stop saying yes to everything. Leave some place in your calendar to just take care of you, to have silence in your life, and give time for you to relax. And a really big topic, reduce the time you spend on social media and on your phone. And if you have to use technology, make sure that you take breaks. Use that time instead and do some activities that gonna make you go forward, that give you something in your life. And for example, that can be meditation, yoga, and breathing exercises, or Tai Chi. This is 4 things who go really good together with slow living. To take care of yourself is really important in slow living culture, and find happiness in the smaller of things. For example, just sit down and read a book or bake something. Do activities who go more like mindfulness, like gardening or painting. And if you plant something, this reminds you also to take it slow. And as I mentioned, everything don't have to go fast. So if you're gonna go somewhere, if you can, walk or take the bicycle, because it's so easy to jump in the car. Why not walking and explore the area, listen to the nature, and come at the place you want to go all at one time, instead of just taking the car. It's also good to think about what we eat, and slow living promote that you cook your food with fresh local ingredients, and that is to reduce processed food. Have a good morning routine without the phone, and it's really good for the health to be outside 10-15 minutes the first thing you do in the morning. And that is something that I do, because the first thing I do in the morning is that I take the dog out for 10-15 minutes. And now when the summer is here in Sweden, it's really nice because I am out in the morning when the sun go up, and it's really beautiful. It's also empty outside, it's not so many people here, it's quiet, and I can listen to the bird when I walk with them in the morning. It's also important to have a good evening routine, and that is the same thing, don't use your phone in the evening. And many people say that the morning starts in the evening, so have a good evening routine, gonna help you the next morning. I hope that you also see the benefit of living a more slower life, and I have definitely seen the benefit for me to live a slower life, even if I have a long way left to go to have the dream life I want, that everything is after the slow living method, or what I can say. But something which is really important, and I want to say that again, that is, the more slow I live, the more stuff I get done. Now I have time when I live more slower. I have time to sit every day and work on my goals. I have time to go with my son to his sports. I have time to take long walks with my dogs. I have time for myself, even if I want to have more time for myself, to actually do stuff that I like to do. And one of the things is to talk about minimalism, declutter, and slow living here on YouTube. I have time to read books. I have a lot of time to do stuff that I enjoy to do. And now when the summer is almost here, I also put time in gardening, even if I just have a balcony. I put time to put some plants out there, and I'm gonna see them grow, and perhaps I get some vegetables on there. So if you also want to have more time, live a slower life. I see you in the next video. Bye bye.